Okay, so I'm Mr. Popjoy. I'm the counselor for students who have last names beginning with A through DE. And I'm going to be talking about the University of Pittsburgh. So first of all, we just want to give you an idea about some things that you can expect in this presentation. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the application process, the admissions facts, some of the specialty programs, the cost of education, including tuition and room and board, and some things about campus life, miscellaneous. These are things that we've kind of gathered as we've visited the schools. We're going to have a question and answer session at the end. So we'll hold all the questions until after we finished recording this. Okay, so the first thing about the University of Pittsburgh, and I will say, I know this is a mixture of seniors and juniors here in the group, so some of the seniors who've already applied know some of this already, but this is also for the juniors. Pittsburgh has a rolling admissions process, and that means that they process their applications as they receive them. And so there's not a specific deadline that you have to wait until you hear from Pittsburgh. They have a $45 application fee, and they receive about 30,000 applications every year. They accept 16,000. And then they enroll about 4,000 every year. Every college accepts more than it actually can enroll because they know that you're going to be applying to a lot of different schools. When it says here that it's major specific, that means that you don't apply just in general to the university and then pick a major. You have to apply to a specific major and be accepted into that major at school. Now, one of the unique things that they have is they have self-reporting of your academic record. So you'll be going on and telling them what your academic history is, the courses you've taken and the grades that you've gotten. They also will recalculate your GPA. So they want to put everybody on an equal playing field in the GPA calculation. So they're going to take your grades and everybody's going to be recalculated at Pitt. Then, of course, they'll take your SAT and ACT scores, and they'll review those after they get your application. Always it's a good idea to see where you stand in regard to the applicant pool. So they often will give you the middle 50% of the SAT scores. So in other words, 25% of the kids who got in had SATs higher, 25% had lower. But this middle 50% range for Pitt is from 1180 to 1360. And the math is 600 to 690, reading 580 to 670. And then the middle 50% for the ACT is 26 to 32, and that's the composite score. As you know, the ACT has 4 separate tests plus an optional writing, and then they give you an average of those 4 required pieces, and that's your composite score. The acceptance rate, or the GPA for the acceptance into the different schools varies by the department and the major that you're applying to. And they accept 54%, so about 1 out of every 2 people who apply. Okay, they also have a number of specialty programs. And here's a listing you can read of the different options that you have for majors there. But they have something called the Pitt Guarantee, and they have some programs where you can apply and you can be accepted immediately into a graduate or professional program. For example, you can apply for the guarantee program in dentistry, so you go through your undergraduate program and you're automatically guaranteed admissions into their dentistry program. So this is a great thing for students who are looking to go into one of those fields to be able to know as you go in as a freshman that you're going to be accepted into one of those programs. You do have to pay attention to the deadlines for those because they do vary based on the different programs, usually around November 15th. Some other things that they offer at Pitt are study abroad. They really encourage study abroad. They offer you 350 different locations where you can go. And you can either go for a semester, or they do have a number of 3-week summer programs that people take part in. So if you have not yet considered studying abroad, I'd encourage you to do that. They offer a lot of internship experiences, and so people, in their different fields are going out and getting experience in their field while they're still in school. For engineering, they have a cooperative education program, and this means that you'll be going out and working in your field and getting paid for that at the same time. And it's done in 3 different rotations of 9 semesters of study versus 8 semesters. Typically you go to school for 8 semesters, but you'll have 9 with that program. So then what it costs to go there. Now, Pittsburgh is a state-aided university in Pennsylvania, so you actually get a break as a Pennsylvania student. Your in-state tuition is going to be approximately $20,000. And that varies by major and program of study. For example, the dentistry program, I think, is over $30,000. So if you go onto their website, you'll be able to see the different cost for the different programs that you apply for. They do have a number of scholarship opportunities, and at Pittsburgh you're automatically considered for their programs. But I did want to talk to you, we just got an email this week about some special programs for Pennsylvania students. They have one called the Stamps Scholarship, and that provides up to $17,400 in enrichment funds that you can use over 4 years for the purpose of study abroad, for unpaid internships, for research and other leadership experiences. And that's in addition to a full tuition, room and board scholarship. So they're going to offer that full tuition, room and board, plus all those supplementary funds to up to 5 incoming freshmen from Pennsylvania. So seniors, you might want to consider applying for that as soon as possible. And then they have another program that's called the Nordenberg Leadership Scholars Program, and there are 10 graduating high school seniors in Pennsylvania who are selected for that. Each one receives full tuition scholarship for 8 terms, 1 international experience, paid internships in the summer after their freshman, sophomore, and junior years. And it provides you for a rich collegiate experience with opportunities for academic achievement, leadership development, civic engagement, and interaction with organizations and corporations in the Pittsburgh region. So you might want to consider applying for those scholarships. You do have to apply particularly for those 2 programs. For the other academic scholarships, they do consider you automatically, but for those 2 programs, you do need to apply, and you contact the Office of Admissions and Financial Aid. You need an essay, no more than 500 words, detailing your greatest accomplishment in the area of leadership, a page of resume or activities, and that should highlight your leadership, community service, and international experience. And then you need a 1-page letter of recommendation from 1 individual who can talk about your leadership experience. So you might want to consider doing that. There's also room and board, and that runs about $11,500. Now, your rooming, there's some variety in the rooming there. You can have suites, you can have doubles. Single rooms, there are a few single rooms. They also, of course, like most universities, offer a meal plan. You do have the option to have housing within a learning community, so with like-minded or common major people. And then you have to have your housing decision in by July 1st. It says on the slide there's a net price calculator, and you'll see this on many different colleges' websites. It's a chance for you to go in and put in some financial information about yourself and your family, and it'll give you an idea about what it's actually going to cost you personally. To apply for financial aid at Pitt, you complete the free application for federal student aid, known as the FAFSA, and you do not need to do the CSS profile for Pitt. Okay, a little bit about life on campus. First of all, one of the questions students often ask is, how important is it to be part of a fraternity or sorority on campus? So less than 10% of Pitt students are involved in Greek life, so it's not that urgent for you to be part of that to feel welcomed onto the community. They do have a total of 38 organizations. Another statistic is upon graduation from Pitt, 94% of their graduates are either working or they're in graduate school. So they have a very strong placement record. Particularly strong are the pharmacy and nursing programs, and they have a 100% placement record. So if you can imagine going out and just knowing you're going to get a job out of those fields. There are also 4 regional campuses for Pitt, and those are Bradford, Greensburg, Johnstown, and Titusville. They have more than 400 student organizations on campus, so you have plenty of opportunity to get involved. And they're Division I athletics. They also have transportation available to you in the community. If you get a student ID from Pitt, then you have access to city transportation. Also, you also receive education discounts as a Pitt student. That would be for the theater and for the sports teams. And those are just some pictures of the campus, including their counselors on campus. Okay, thank you.